All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Bristol, baby. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The high-octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Bristol Motor Speedway for race number 3 of the season. It's 150 laps, and it is Bristol, baby. This is a fun one, baby. You're going to be in a lot of traffic all night long. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, some short track action, and it is the king of short tracks. It's Bristol Motor Speedway tonight here in the Buschwackers Series. Race number 3, 150 laps. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. We got a good one for you tonight, and it is Bristol. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for joining us. Round number 3 tonight at Bristol. A lot of fun this track is. Everybody marking this on their schedule of races to make sure that they are checking out, whether streaming or watching the stream or racing. Like we are a little under 8 minutes left to go in the practice session. This is race number 3, 150 lap race. We've had a great first 2 races there, Martinsville and Darlington. Man, some challenging tracks here in that first 3, huh? Kentucky Speedway coming up next week. Talladega finishing out the first half of the season. See Texas, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Charlotte, Nashville. Big mile-and-a-half heavy back half of that schedule. That should be an interesting back half as well. Always a lot of fun there. In those tracks, Texas, Vegas, and Charlotte. Wow. Buschwackers Series always a fun series. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. How about hosting your website, your online store, EPS hosting, or some shared web hosting available through EliteHostingUSA.com, and that's who provides our servers here at High Octane Racing League. Chris, don't forget to join us over at highoctaneracing.net. Click on that Discord server link. It's where we do most of our business. If you'd like to get out and race with us. Let's take a look at the track here at Bristol. Who doesn't know Bristol? Any race fan who's a race fan who really is a race fan knows Bristol. You don't even have to be a real race fan, to be honest with you. Everybody knows Bristol. Banking in the corners, 24 to 28 degrees. 6 to 10 degrees in the straights. It always feels like you're turning here. And fast, short straightaways, but a lot of banking in the corners to keep up that speed. And half a mile in length, and it is the crown jewel of short tracks. It is Bristol. When they did Bristol, they did it right. It's going to be a fun night. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live. Also, if you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can do so in the description of this race. Also, support me by clicking on that SimLab web link in the description of the race. I'm an affiliate through them. I have a SimLab race rig, but thank you for your support. 926 subscribers, man. I'm on my way to 1,000. See if I can make it before my 60th birthday. Some more racing headed your way this weekend. Some more test races in the next gen. Saturday Night Thunder, 150 laps from Bristol. Get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the best. 150 laps at Bristol in the next gen series. We'll see how that works out. I think it's going to be really fun, man. Excited about the next gen. So far, our test races, this will be the 4th test race for us in the next gen. It's solid. Chris Harvey joining us in the chat. Claudio Bardelli Jr., Givaldo starting us off, of course. Good to see those guys joining us. Craig Gallard. All right, we've got about 3.5 minutes left to go, and don't forget the Tough Truck Series, man. These guys race on Wednesday night. As of right now, we'll be at Toledo Speedway for some short track action, race number 5 of the season. That's coming up on April the 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the Tough Truck Series, Wednesday night at its best. We're going to take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Let's see where we are on this. Franco Alvarez, the big win last week, 2 wins in a row, as a matter of fact. Now he's back to the top of the grid. Top of the point standings. Super Claudio Bardelli Jr. sits second. Archivieta is third. Preston Hasselford. Dana Grover sits 5th in points. 6th is Craig Marizon. Sean Jacobs is 7th. Wesley Dean 8th. Ed Palumbo is 9th. And Givaldo Spindola rounding out the top 10. Take a look at Dana Schuderton in 11th. Eugene Fedorov 12th. And Craig Gallagher sits 13th in points. Could be a big points night here tonight in the Buschwackers Series. Take a look at my keys to the race here tonight. Manage your tires. It is so easy to really get in here and overdrive this thing. It's tough on tires, man. Make sure you cognizant of track position tonight, too, especially late in the race. Be patient with your passes. It's easy to really get aggressive. Of course, we talked about the tire management thing, but be patient. Make sure your pit stops are on point. I don't know how many times I've seen guys speed on pit lane. This is a tough one, man. And you got to navigate that traffic. That works right alongside that patience portion of the race keys tonight. Just a few seconds left to go before we hit the qualification session. Everybody's getting set, getting strapped in here for qualification. So practice session is over. Take a look at the session results. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the top time in practice. Sam Palumbo second, Preston Hassel third. Dana Grover, the top Toyota, sits fourth in practice. And Sean Jacobs rounding out the top five. See Givaldo, Wesley, Craig Marizan, Steve Pierce, and Tony Furtado rounding out that top 10. Here's our top 10 in practice. So 150 lap race here tonight, and in just a moment we will be going to the qualification session. Qual position here, I think, is pretty big at Bristol. It looks like Tony Furtado is going to be our first driver out on the grid. Tony Furtado in 9. Valvoline Chevy. Ball kicks. These ball laps go by in a hurry. 14. Look at that. All these guys jumping up there. I can't even keep up with them. They're all gotten out there and qualified so fast. 14.141 is the target time. 14.551 there for Furtado in that second lap. Like Dennis Schuderson finishing up his lap. Boy, these guys didn't waste any time, did they? A couple of these guys, I think, will go out here a little bit late. Oh, Wesley Dean, taking a look at him. That 8 car, he might have scraped a little Salt Life logo off that car. So sits 5th after his 2 laps. Steve Pierce, like he's finished up his qual. I tell you what, he goes by in a hurry, man. I can't even get these guys. Bardelli, Palumbo, Grover, and Spindler have not gone out to take their qual laps yet. Looks like Givaldo now pulling out to do his qual laps. Claudio Bardelli Jr. also out on the grid. Preston Hassel, the top time, 14.141. 14.769. A little work to do here for Spindola. Bardelli jumped to the top of the grid, so he got his work in. 14.277 for Givaldo, up to P5. So good run there for Givaldo. And looks like maybe, not sure about Ed Palumbo or Dana Grover. Looks like Palumbo's still in the pits. Dana Grover out. Oh, looks like Dana Grover is out qualifying here. So take a look at him. I had him pegged for not qualifying. 14.439 in the Toyota. Right now in the 8th position. Let's see what that second lap holds. $14.291 up to P6 for him. Ed Palumbo out on the track. This will be our final qualifier. That Hellman sponsor machine. 14.229. Fast out of the gate here. Really pushing that car. You see those right side tires laying down some rubber on the track. 14.325 for Ed Palumbo. P5 qualification position for him. So I think that's going to do it for the qualification session, and we'll give you the final results of once the clock ticks to 0. All right, these guys are going to go through the driver's movie. And, thank you so much for coming in here. Let's get this party started.
TurnLeftTV, 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 TurnLeftTV. It's gonna be a great show. Heath Johnson saying all you need to know. We got fast cars racing, hopefully you're pacing. Are you ready for some high-speed action? Step on the gas. All right. Race fans, my heavens. My heavens. Buschwackers. Saturday night. Thunder. Tough trucks. Nascar, Indy GT3.
All right, we are back, and I believe the qualification session is over, so we will be showing you the results. In case you're just joining us, I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV, and we are bringing you the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series. Friday night, 150 laps tonight here at Bristol. It's race number 3 of the season. And the qualification session has just ended. Take a look at the results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. with a 14.038 qualifies in P1. All Ford front row with Preston Hassel starting in the second position. Look at all those Chevys. Craig Marizon starts in the third position. Sean Jacobs will start fourth. Ed Palumbo with a 14.229 qualifies in P5. Qualifying in 6 is Givaldo Spinella. Tell you what, that qualification effort getting better than S68 camp, 14.277. Qualifies P6. Dana Grover, the top Toyota, qualifies in the 7th position. Dennis Uderchin qualifies 8th in the Toyota. Wesley Dean qualifies 9th. Steve Pierce will start in the 10th position. Starting in 11th is Tony Furtado, and starting in 12th is Craig Gallagher in the 12 car. These guys are now in the warm-up session. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in here trolling Franco Alvarez. Is not here tonight, so he's picking Franco Alvarez to win this race. Oh boy, Michelle Bruno in here as well, cheering on Fireball Flash. Dana Grover. Good to see a little trolling now and then. A little lighthearted fun. Chris Harvey. Sorry to hear that, Chris, with your dog. Good to see you in here. Dog and you will be watching tonight. That's awesome. Uh-oh, Dana Grover saying Bristol's his favorite track. Oh, could be bad news for these boys. Could be bad news. We'll get your picks in now. I think, man, this is a tough one here. I am going to pick Team Sama tonight here. Bardelli Jr. to win the race. Claudio Bardelli Jr. at 19. Good at short tracks, man. Really good at all the tracks, but he excels, I think, more so at the short tracks. Take a look at our warm-up clock here. About 6.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Not too late to get your pick in. I think Michelle Bruno's picking Fireball Flash Dana Grover here tonight. Chris Harvey's still got to get his pick in. Craig Bearzon wouldn't be a bad pick. He's up front. Aaron Holloway choosing Dana Grover tonight. You're cheering Dana Grover on. Good to see Darren in the chat session. Big crash right there. How those real stock car guys feel, say during practice sessions, the warm up, whatever it is. I don't know how that. It's been a long time since I actually watched a stock car race, but it'd be during practice session and getting the heck beaten out of them, by some wreck or so. That'd probably be really frustrating, I would imagine. Here we just hit escape and we get a new car. No harm, no foul. Take a look at Dana Grover, and he's making his laps here in the warm-up session. Got a big win in the Truck Series on Wednesday night. Three and a half minutes left to go. Darren Hollow says Fireball Flash finishing first. That's a bold prediction. That's a bold one. We've got Craig Gallagher in 12th. Stanley Tools sponsored Ford. Some pit stop practice in. That's good to do during the warm-up session because this place is a little tough to pit. You can speed very, very easily here on pit lane. Preston Hassel in the 27 Castrol Oil sponsored Ford Mustang. One of our old guard HORL boys. We'll step on the gas. And don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be at Bristol in a Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen. Still doing some test races there. This will be the 4th test race, and we'll be at Bristol, baby. Get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up, man. Come on out and join us. We had a lot of fun races in the Saturday Night Thunder. This series goes back to 2001. I joined HORL in 2001 as they were moved over from NASCAR Heath to NASCAR 4. And man, what a great crowd, man. Been there ever since. Took a little break there to get a master's degree, and now I'm back here. I never thought I'd be running the show, but apparently I am. So come on out and join us, man. A Saturday Night Thunder, very storied position, or storied series, so still going strong here 24 years later. All right, boys and girls, 20 seconds left to go in the warm-up session. And it's going to get wild here in just a moment. That is for sure. .50 laps here tonight, race 3. The command to start the engines. Here we go, baby. Let's take a look at the starting order here tonight. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts P1. Preston Hassel starts in the 27 car in the 2nd position. Craig Smearzon will start 3rd. Sean Jacobs starts in the 4th position. Starting in 5th is Ed Palumbo. Givaldo Spindola starts in the 6th position. Dana Grover starts 7th. Dennis Uderchin will start in P8. Starting in the 9th position will be Wesley Dean in the 8 car. Steve Pierce starts in 10th. Tony Furtado 11th. And Craig Gallagher will start in P12. So let's take a look at my keys to the race here tonight one more time. Tire management, baby. Make sure you get good track position, maintain that track position, be patient, make sure your pit stops are on point, and navigate that traffic tonight here at Bristol. One little check of our side-by-side view, making sure that works. Looks like it is. I should have done that in a practice session, but I was busy. All right, Bardelli Jr. and Preston Hassel, the front row. Couple Fords up front. And to show these Chevys. Well, it looks like we lost a driver here. We're going to have to do a little, hang on one second.
Green flag, go, go, go. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
All right, looks like they had to do a little restart. We lost a driver there on the I love this game. Looks like he is joining back up as we speak. So we'll give it one more shot. The sim racing world here at RF2. We'll say this about iRacing, you don't get that stuff. I mean, you might get people disconnected, but you're not restarting races. Well, just a moment here, and we'll get this going. Wait for Steve to join. Looks like he's back in TeamSpeak. If he gets back in the server here. All right, try number 2. So we are doing a restart here. So these guys are populating the grid. And again, thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Regardless of whether it's live or on replay, I really appreciate you folks coming out and watching the races. Share my videos with all your friends. Any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share mine here at TurnLeftTV. Appreciate all the support, of course. And these guys are populating the grid now, it looks like. So that's good news. We go back and take a look at the starting order. Claudio Bardelli Jr., Preston Hassel, front row. Craig Marizon starts second. Craig Marizon third. Sean Jacobs is fourth. Ed Palumbo will start in the fifth position. Givaldo Spindola starts in sixth. Good qual position there for Givaldo. Dana Grover starts in the seventh position. Dennis Yuchin will start eighth. All Toyotas right there. Wesley Dean starts in the ninth position. Steve Pierce will start 10th. Tony Furtado starts in the 11th position, and Craig Gallagher starts in P12. All right. So I think we're going this time. So Bardelli Jr., Preston Hassel, front row, all Fords on the front row, followed by the Chevys of Marizon and Jacobs. Pace cars off. Here we go at Bristol, baby.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Green, green, green. Bardelli Jr. on the inside, jumping ahead of Preston Hassel. I don't think Hassel wanted to fight him too much here early on. Let him go and try to reel him in. Long race. Bardelli Jr., Preston Hassel, Craig Marizon, Sean Jacobs, and Givaldo Spindola. Spindola up to P5 in that 68 car. The thing about Givaldo is I think we got to keep him, or he's got to concentrate on just driving this track. Sometimes tries to get over, let some guys by, and gets up into the outside wall. So hopefully we'll see a good night here for Givaldo right now, running in the top 5. Behind him is Ed Palumbo. Looks like Ed Palumbo might be doing a little tire save strategy. Board here with Ed Palumbo down the backstretch. Take a look at it at the back of his car at Dana Grover and Tony Furtado running in P7 and P8. Grover looking like he wants to get that Toyota around the Chevy of Ed Palumbo. Take a look at Tony Furtado here battling Wesley Dean. Tony Furtado in the 9, Wesley Dean in the 8 car. And Furtado in the Valvoline sponsored Chevy, picking up a spot. Now working on the back of Dana Grover. Bardelli Jr. the leader. He's got about a 0.2 of a second lead over Preston Hassel. Hassel has kind of let him get out there a little bit, now has reeled him back in. A couple Fords here duking it out. Now we're going to take a look here. Furtado going to the high side. Dana Grover. Grover on the inside line. Tony Furtado says, I'll take that outside. Thank you, Mr. Toyota. Fireball Flash Machine now dropping back to P8. Furtado in the 9 car, now closing in on the 54 of Ed Palumbo. Wesley Dean looking to get around. Oh, Ed Palumbo Might have gotten into the wall. Palumbo, oh no! Palumbo way up on the wall, and something happened there with him. I'm not sure what happened here with Palumbo. Oh man, he tried to get out of the wall. Oh man, as he comes across the nose of Dana Grover. Something happened with Palumbo, man. Take a look at this replay here. Palumbo up on the outside. Man, he's trying to keep it off the wall. Slides the car. Almost gets into Tony Furtado. Then tries to get out of the way. Gets back up into the high line. I think he was just sliding there. And got into Dana Grover. Steve Pierce in this mix as well. Steve Pierce seeing that mess. And now Dana Grover, you know he's got some damage. Palumbo dealing with some damage too. Go back to live here and check it out. Steve Pierce in the 51 Captain Morgan sponsor machine. Palumbo holding his own, but boy, he really got loose trying to get it off, take it off the wall as the thing just about came around. And a couple of cars got involved with that, and one of those is Dana Grover. Take a look at Sean Jacobs running in the fourth position in the 24. Just behind him, Givaldo Spindola. Tony Furtado has caught up to these guys. From nose to tail here, back to P6. Sean Jacobs trying to work onto the back of that 60 car. Craig Marazon. Steve Pierce and Palumbo here duking it out. Steve Pierce on the inside line trying to get around Palumbo. Palumbo fighting back. Palumbo inching ahead there just a little bit, side by side through the corner. And Steve Pierce going to pick up that spot. Get out of the back of Pierce's car at Palumbo. And Steve Pierce picking up P10. Had to work for that one. Mick Gallagher in the 12 car. Stanley Tools sponsored Ford. This is the Tim Hortons sponsored Ford. The 12. Trying to work on the back of Palumbo. Running in the 12th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the leader. He's got about a half a second lead. About 4/10 to 5/10 of a second lead over Preston Hassel. Here on lap 25. Arizon in third, Jacobs fourth, Spindola is in the fifth position. Doesn't take very long to get around this joint, does it? Looking at about 15 seconds to get around this track. Wesley Dean kind of out there by himself right now, running into seventh position. He is about 6.5, 6.6, 6.7 seconds behind the pack. He might have a little bit of damage there from maybe some contact with Palumbo. Not sure with the 8 car, but here he is running in the 7th position. Behind him is Dennis Udichin. Now Udichin got caught up in a little bit of a kerfuffle there earlier on. A couple Toyotas here now, nose to tail with Dennis Udichin, the 47, and the 89 of Dana Grover. Grover appears to be a little bit faster than him. So Dana Grover going to pick up that spot as Udichin tucks in. Now back to the 9th position. So the Fireball Flash, number 89, trying to pick up some spots, close back in on that front pack. Udichin looks to be a little bit loose off the corner. of our great Ukrainian drivers. Lives in Kharkiv, Ukraine. His life has been pretty challenging here in the last few years, to say the least. Says he works to help restore power, work on power stations, and has to keep repairing the same power stations. So we always thinking about Dennis Schuster, one of my best buds. We got a button box to send him as soon as we can get things settled down over there. We won a button box quite a while back, and it's sitting right here waiting for him. Be excited to send that to him once all that's over. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is our leader. 0.2 of a second lead over Preston Hassel. Craig Marizon starting to look a little bit racy here, running into third position. We're here with Craig Marizon. He is starting to look a little racy, like he wants to get around this 27. He's getting a good run. He's ducking on the inside. Oh, he took a peek, didn't he? He took a peek, and I think it's going to happen here in the next few laps. Sean Jacobs trying to capitalize on that as well. Marizon trying to get around the 27 car. Sean Jacobs says back there as well. He's running in the fourth position. He's running in, fourth. We're on board here with Craig Marizon. Roll up on some lap traffic, it looks like, too. Bardelli Jr. closing in on some lap traffic. And we got a battle here between Spindola and Furtado. Furtado looking like he wants to get around. Let's take a look at our race leader. Race leader now closing in. Oh, man, contact! Bardelli Jr. trying to get around the lap car, and the lap car came down the track a little bit and caught Bardelli Jr. Now Jacobs is in the wall. Spindola in the wall. Whoa, Nelly. And Preston Hassel to the race lead. Oh, we got a wreck. Preston Hassel was the leader and now finds himself spun around. And that all started with Bardelli Jr. wanting to get around. Bardelli Jr. trying to get around right here, and the 12 car comes down the track, and he slams the wall, inside wall. And it is a little bit of a mess now. Preston Hassel right here trying to, he's the race leader, and then the 12 comes back down the track and gets into him. So Craig Gallagher gets a couple cars. So caution flag. So these guys are now making pit stops. That's kind of good news for Claudio Bardelli Jr. as he was, back to 6th, 7th position after that, trying to work his way back up there, but he's going to be able to get his damage repaired. So a caution flag here on lap 45. So Steve Pierce shown as the race leader here in a 51 car. So it looks like Steve Pierce, I think he's probably going to make a pit stop, and it does look like that is the case. Chris Jackman in the chat session. Good to see Chris in here cheering on Dana Grover. Grover's got a lot of fans, man. Is he racing from the Trax VR facility? I need some Trax VR swag, man. I need like a hat, a shirt, sweatshirt, long sleeve shirt. Love those. I need the folks at Trax VR to send me a message on Discord or something. Send a shout out here, some link or something I can go to in the chat session so I can check it out. I'd love to have a shirt, Trax VR shirt. Love the colors. Color combination they have there. Be great with a black shirt. Yes. All right, pace car's off. Get ready to go back green. Marizon up on the outside line. Bardelli Jr., how much damage does he have to that 19 car?
Green flag, go, go, go.
Back to green. And Bardelli Jr. solidified P1 again. Mike Marizon in second. Tony Furtado up to P3. He's had a good night here. He's looked pretty racy. Furtado in the Valvoline sponsor machine. Tony Furtado running in P3. Bardelli Jr. says, hey, here, let me answer your question about the damage. Claudio Bardelli Jr. out to 2.5 second lead here on this restart. Marizon is in second. Furtado third. Jacobs fourth. Spindola having a good night in P5. When Givaldo wins a race here in the Buschwackers Series, this is going to be a huge one. He keeps getting better each and every week. This racecraft getting better. I think there's just somewhere along the line sometimes trying to get out of the way, gets himself into trouble. Tony Furtado, the leader, has the 12 car. Craig Gallagher back down pit lane. Oh, Bardelli Jr., what happened to him? Bardelli Jr., what happened to him? And that car is all boogered up. Holy Toledo, look at that car. Let's take a look and see what happened to Claudio. He's trying to get, there might be, I don't know if there's a warping or what there, but he got into the 12. And then, he comes back out on the track, and there might be some. And he hit the wall. Looks like they had a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, looks like we got a little bit of problem here. Give me a moment. Right now, these guys are doing a little rejoin here. For some reason, had a little server kerfuffle. Get the other server booted up here real quick, so apologize for that. Right now, getting guys back in here, a little bit of holding pattern. All right, getting guys back in here. I don't think we're going to have everybody get back. It looks like some folks not able to get back in, having some technical issues, but right now, just waiting a few minutes here for folks to get back in. I know we're going to get one more in. I don't know. I know one guy decided not to come back. I'm not sure about the other. See about Steve Pierce or Craig Gallagher. Those guys might be done for tonight. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be in action at Toledo Speedway. 150-lap race number 5 of the season. And racing starts at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, April the 16th. We'll be back up shortly. Man, a pretty good race there, shake it out. With that one caution flag, and things kind of went south after that, didn't they?
attention grid, we're all non-essential.
All right, looks like we're headed straight to race. 100-lap race here. Now 100 laps. As people join the grid, and we'll see what we can make out of it. It's like 3 guys couldn't get back in, so we'll have to do with what we do. What we have, I should say. All right, grid is not going to get reset to what it was when the caution came out. Too much work there, try to figure that out, and I am busy doing the broadcasting, so not a lot of hands there. Don't know what live admin except for me. All right, here we go. Looks like Marizan and Palumbo on the front row. Bardelli and Hassel in the second row. Jacobs and Spindle at third row. Grover and Dean fourth row. And Dennis Schuchen will start back there in P9 here on this restart. Lost 3 drivers here on the crash.
Green flag, go, go, go.
A little bit of a green track here, so got to be careful. Not going to drive the same as it was earlier. Marizan gets around Palumbo or clears Palumbo, and Bardelli Jr. trying to sneak through. Hard to make that pass. Bardelli Jr. inside line. Palumbo up on the outside line, getting tight right there. Palumbo using the outside line off the corner. Getting a good run, but now Bardelli Jr. inching ahead. Oh, inching up, and he's now side by side with Marizan, and Bardelli's going to get through. Claudio Bardelli going to get through now. Claudio Bardelli Jr. moving his way through. Preston Hassel going to follow him. Good battle back here in the pack with Palumbo and Spindle. Looked like there might have been a little contact. Spindle tucks in P5. Sean Jacobs going to try to get by on the high side. He backs off. Wesley Dean and Dana Grover wanting to close in on this group. And Bardelli Jr. wants to see those guys get racy here so he can get away from him. He and Preston Hassel have opened up a gap there on P3 and the rest of that crew. Yep, Palumbo running in the 4th position just behind Craig Marizan. Bardelli Jr. right on their tail in P5 in a 68 car. Nose to tail there for 3, 4, and 5. Sean Jacobs, little gap there between P5, P6. Jacobs running in the 6th position. Preston Hassel These guys closed in on Bardelli Jr. Craig Marizon, Preston Hassel having to hold on to that spot. These guys starting to tighten up. Getting interesting. They look like they might want to go 3 wide. Woo, boy. Dana Grover and Wesley Dean here battling. Dana Grover to the inside in that Toyota. And Wesley Dean falling back to P8 as Dana Grover taking the 9th position. And we lost 3 drivers there on the server crashes. We switched over to another server. Didn't see them come back. I know one of them messaged me and said he wasn't going to be able to make it back, but not sure what I heard out of the other there 2. Well, I know what I heard. It was nothing, but that's the way it goes, man. As Bardelli Jr. opening up a gap, about 7/10, almost 8/10 of a second on Preston Hassel. Marizon 3rd, Palumbo 4th, Givaldo Spindola rounding out the top 5. Dennis Unichin in the 47. He's running in the 8th position. That 47 car. So good run there for him. Maybe trying to jump up there a few spots. We'll see. So Claudio Bardelli Jr., our leader. Preston Hassel in 2nd. Craig Marizon 3rd. And Palumbo is 4th. Givaldo Spindola in the 5th position. So a little bit of trouble there on about 50 laps in. We'll do a server restart, reset. Claudio Bardelli Jr. now a 2nd lead over Preston Hassel. Look at this, Sean Jacobs now closing in on Givaldo Spindola. Spindola up on the high side. Looked like he was driving it pretty hard. Maybe some right side tire issues there for him as the 24 gets by. 24, Sean Jacobs now up to P5 as Givaldo falling back to the 6th position. Givaldo looks like maybe those tires are starting to give up on him. Drifting way up the track on board here with Givaldo, and you see the center of the corner, this car really wanting to come up. That wasn't quite as bad that time. He's got an angry car right now, as it looks like the 89 of Dana Grover looking to make a pass. Take a look at this. Craig Marizon and Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel indicating his tires are not liking this run. And the 60. Getting around, so Craig Marizon back up to P2. Oh, and Palumbo closing in on Preston Hassel. Those tires are screaming at Preston right now. He is not liking the tire wear on this run. Yeah, Palumbo gets by as Preston Hassel in the 27 falls back. Dana Grover. You watch him get around Givaldo. Preston Hassel continuing to lose positions here as Sean Jacobs is going to get around. Sean Jacobs making a pass. Now up to P4 as Preston falling back to P5. Bardelli Jr. the leader, 1.4 second lead over Craig Marizon. Marizon in the 60 car, Magpul Dynamics sponsored 60. Preston Hassel, he's coming down pit lane as they look at Wesley Dean here running in the 8th position. So Preston Hassel on pit lane. Early pit stop for Preston. Very interesting there for Preston Hassel to be on pit lane at this juncture. Take a look at Preston Hassel on pit lane. Claudio Bardelli Jr., our leader. Preston finishing up his pit stop. So he's now back in P9, having to do an early pit stop. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader here on lap 37. Wesley Dean closing in on Givaldo. Wesley Dean in the number 8 Salt Life sponsored Ford. Getting around Givaldo Spindola. Givaldo now back to P8. Wesley Dean having a better night here, running in the 7th position in the Ford. Claudio Bardelli Jr. continuing to lead. That lead is a little over a second right now. Now Bardelli Jr. going to start rolling up on some lap traffic, down to a second as Marizon's starting to close in. Now you see Preston Hassel on the fresher tires after making a pit stop. He's going to get around. So right there, that's going to close it in even more. Down 0.6 of a second. Now you got some lap traffic too, as Unichin trying to get out of the way. Claudio Bardelli Jr. trying to get through, and this is going to allow Craig Marizon to close in. Marizon in the 60 car. He can use that opening that Bardelli Jr. makes for him, and Marizon's going to try to get around Unichin. Marizon can see Claudio Bardelli Jr. As Marizon in the 60 in the 2nd position, starting to close in. Or Bardelli Jr. in the 19. Wesley Dean now getting around Dennis Unichin. Wesley Dean in the 8 car. Makes that pass. So Unichin's car maybe not to his liking right now. Bardelli Jr.'s got company now. 0.5 second separate he and the 60 of Craig Marizon. Palumbo running in the third position, but he's got Sean Jacobs breathing down his neck right now. 54 and the 24 battling it out. Classic high-octane racing league battle here. The helmet sponsor machine running in the third position. Jacobs in the 24 Kubota sponsored Chevy running in the fourth spot. Take a look at Preston Hassel. He has not liked this these tires. He had to come down and pit. For some reason, those tires really burn up pretty quickly for him on that run, and he's found himself off the pace, about 2 laps down. Take a look at this. Sean Jacobs working on Ed Palumbo, diving down to the inside. The 54 going to give him a wave by. And Jacobs picking up a spot. Now up to P3. Yeah, Palumbo now has to deal with Dana Grover. And I think Palumbo might be on pit lane, and it does look like it. So Palumbo is on pit lane. And we're starting to see some more pit stops too. So Ed Palumbo in the 54 going to lead this charge down pit lane. Dana Grover here showing in the 4th position. And I think our race leader, Claudio Bardelli Jr., is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Palumbo on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. got Marizon right there on the backside, and Bardelli Jr. slipping down pit lane as Marizon now taking the race lead. Palumbo now finishing up his pit stop. Ooh, or is he? No, looks like he's pitting into his pit box. It takes forever to pit here, man. Things going by in a hurry. And it looks like Ed Palumbo has retired his machine. Maybe he got caught speeding. Craig Marizon the leader. So Ed Palumbo looks like maybe sped and came back down pit lane and retired. Jacobs on pit lane. Sean Jacobs on pit lane here on lap 61. So Craig Marizon the leader. Dana Grover in second, about 7 seconds back. Hassel third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Jacobs now in P5. And it looks like Craig Marizon coming down pit lane. Our Michigan driver looking to get 4 freshies on that car here on lap 64. Dana Grover, now our race leader in the 89 Toyota Trax VR sponsor machine. Rolling up on some lap traffic. Again, Marizon is on pit lane. Craig Marizon finishing up his pit stop now, coming back out on track. Marizon now shown in the 5th position. It's going to be interesting to see how this sequence of pit stops shake out. As Dana Grover, you know he's going to have to come down pit lane. It's just kind of got to, estimate when he's going to be there. Could be big. Maybe he's going to stretch this run out. Maybe hope for a caution flag. So Grover's up a lap on everybody. He's on older tires now, as those guys have all made pit stops. You see the fresh tires now closing in. Dennis Uderchin, Sean Jacobs on fresh tires. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide if they're not careful. Grover could not get out of the way fast enough for those guys. Now Jacobs is 1 lap down, so he's gotten one of those laps back. Wesley Dean on fresher tires, closing in on the race leader. Guys doing some racing over Happy Hour Racing League. This guy's race, oh boy, those guys race on Monday nights. Wow. Man, that got dicey, didn't it? That got dicey. Well, Bardelli Jr. is in P2, so he's waiting on Dana Grover to make a pit stop to see if he can reclaim the top position. He is about 6.5 seconds up on P3. Take a look at that battle there. There's the Dana Grover Bardelli battle. That is 1 lap. Take a look at this battle here as Sean Jacobs and Preston Hassel. About half a second separate the two of these guys. A little over that now. Preston is on older tires, and Sean's gotten around and running away from him. So Preston a little bit off sequence as far as the pit stops are concerned. He's not liking it. That's an uncomfortable feeling, knowing the rest of these guys have fresh tires as he's looking behind him, and as he's Craig Marazon as well. Craig Marazon diving down to the inside is going to pick up that spot. Preston Hassel continuing to drop positions here off sequence. Rivaldo on pit lane. As we go back up here and look at Dana Grover. Givaldo is on pit lane here on lap 80. Looks like he's finished up his pit stop. Coming back out on track as Dana Grover continuing to lead. Givaldo, looked like Givaldo might have got caught speeding. So Givaldo might be back on pit lane here. Oh boy, Givaldo. Think he might have sped. Oh, what a tough break. What a tough break there for the 68 car. He was having such a good night and now has to do a drive-through. And I talked about this in the drivers meeting or in the pre-race show that you can't speed at this track, man. It will crush you. The question now is, can Dana Grover make it the rest of the way? Here's the thing, he's on older tires. A lot older tires than, say, Bardelli Jr., who was closing in a hurry. 10.4. Before you know, it's going to be in the 9s right there. So he is closing in fast. Now down to 8, 7. Dana Grover on pit lane. There we go. That's why. So Dana Grover making a pit stop here on lap 84. Bardelli Jr. reclaiming the race lead. Now running up on some lap traffic is the 27 car. Going to give him some room. So Bardelli Jr. the leader. Sean Jacobs in second. Marazon third. And that's a good battle there, P2, P3. Jacobs in the 24. Marizon in the 60. So good tight battle there for P2, but Bardelli Jr. out to a big lead here, 7-second lead over Jacobs. Marizon third, Hassel fourth, Grover is fifth. Now Preston Hassel off sequence with this pit strategy. He is one lap down in the fourth spot. Grover is in fifth, and the gap that separates them is about 9 seconds. But Grover is a lot faster there on the fresher tires. Maybe he just did a 2-tire stop. But he is faster. I just don't know if he's got enough time to be able to close in. Bardelli Jr. now rolling up on some lap traffic just in front. As you see the 47. Now Bardelli Jr. wants to get through this with as little trouble as possible. Dennis is communicating with Bardelli Jr. to take the inside line. A little communication right there. That's a gentleman's agreement, man. These guys they all communicate with each other on TeamSpeak, and that right there will be something that will be repaid to you. Uderchin doesn't do it for that reason, but he knows that if it's a situation where he's faster than Bardelli Jr. like that, he is going to let him go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. here on lap 95. That battle there for P2, about 3/10 separate the two, maybe now up to 7/10. Looks like maybe Marizon's car is starting to fall out. Pull off the pace a little bit. 5 laps to go. Palumbo out of the race as we take a look at his car on pit lane. He's retired his machine. Battle is heating up. Here with just 3 laps to go, the battle for P2 is starting to heat up. As Jacobs and Marizon starting to roll up on Preston Hassel. Bardelli Jr. just got 2 laps to go. Lap and a half, actually. That's Claudio Bardelli Jr. 1 lap to go for Claudio. All in the books here for him, unless something really bad happens. Claudio Bardelli Jr. down the backstretch. He's been the strong car tonight. And the 19 is going to get the victory. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. capturing the victory here at Bristol. So congratulations to Claudio. That happened. That was fast, wasn't it? Wow. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. getting the victory here on this challenging race night tonight. And he gets the victory. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. A big winner here at Bristol. A little challenging race here tonight, but we got it worked out. Trouble there 50 laps in. Got that taken care of. We'll take a look at the final results here in the rain-shortened version of this race. About 3 guys didn't weren't able to show back up. Take a look at the session results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win. Sean Jacobs finishes second. Craig Marizon third. Preston Hassel finishes in fourth position. Maynard Grover finishes in fifth. Dennis Shooters in sixth. Wesley Dean finishes in seventh. Javaldo Spinola eighth. And Ed Palumbo finishes in ninth. And we've got 3 drivers that didn't make it back to the reset of the server. So tough break there for them. And congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. for getting the win here at Bristol tonight. And on that restart there, looks like he had the dominant car. So congratulations to him. All right, we're joined here in the booth by Claudio Bardelli Jr. Well, what an interesting race. It looked like you had some really good battles before we had the server crash, but after the server crash, you seemed to be the dominant car. Did you feel like the track felt differently to you in this on this other server when we switched over?
Yes, thank you. Good night. And the server is about. I believe the track is grip is no better to server crash it, but I try to maintain first position in this track is most difficult to passing the partner and try to maintain 55 laps to pitting and try to the pace is fast, but I believe the Dana Grover is not fit. Oh my God! I guess I try to accelerating, but I like this track and I'm a lucky guy too. And the server crashed and my car is destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like every time we come to Bristol, we have some really long green flag runs, and we don't have as many crashes as we do at some of the other tracks. You feel like guys concentrate more on racing the track versus racing each other at Bristol?
Yes, the guys concentrated, the setup is good. The tire is burned, but guys control the hot tires. I believe the most weak region is good drivers, good persons. It's race. Yellows happens, but. I like this track. I like these guys. I like HORL. I'm happy.
Well, next week you have Kentucky Speedway. A lot of room to race at Kentucky. Maybe even some 3-wide racing at times. How do you feel about your chances coming into Kentucky next week?
I don't know, but I try. Today, I guess 11-12 drivers in Bristol. I believe the next week we'll have most drivers in the track, but I try to maintain my position. I don't like run to Franco, to Artur. This driver is very fast. But today I like the race. These guys is very wonderful for me.
Well, congratulations, parabéns, Claudio, and best of luck next week at Kentucky.
Thank you. Good night and good week.
All right, you too, buddy. It's Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us up here in the booth, and what a fantastic win there for him. He had to work for it tonight. Got a little bit of luck on his side too with some of the crash going on, and but nonetheless, you got to be there to capitalize. And sometimes you win some, you lose some. That's the way that works. not only in life but also sim racing, huh? Well, as we mentioned, the Saturday Night Thunder, earlier I mentioned this in the broadcast, the Saturday Night Thunder coming up tomorrow night will be right here at Bristol in the Next Gen. Still doing some testing there as well, but 150 laps at Bristol, that's going to be a fun one. Be interesting to see. I haven't had these cars out at Bristol with the Next Gen, so we'll see how it goes. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the boys. Come on out and race with us. There's a QR code there you can click on, help join us on Discord, and we can get you set up to do some racing. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be at Toledo Speedway on Wednesday, April the 16th, 150-lap race number 5 of the season. We'll be at Kentucky next week, but I'm going to be out of here right now. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you being here, and I am out of here.